Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This week we are taking a look at another of the forgotten archetypes in Standard. Now, what I mean by forgotten means we're playing only cards from the 5 oldest sets. So that's Dominator United, Brotherhood's War, Phyrexia All Will Be One, March of the Machines, and Aftermath. That's the only cards allowed in this deck. Can you build this deck outside of those means? Probably. I'm sure there's a lot of really fun new soldiers to play with, but that's not what we're doing for this deck building exercise. So let's go through the deck real quick and I'll show you what we're playing with, and then we're going to go see if this deck can still compete. So up first we have the Yotian Frontliner. 1/1 for 1. Whenever this creature attacks, another target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn and has Unearth. Unearth means you can pay its Unearth cost while it's in the graveyard to put it back onto the table for 1 more attack. Next up we have the Recruitment Officer. It's a 2/1 for 1 mana, and it has an ability to pay 3 and a white. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with mana value 3 or less from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So this is a pretty good card for when you have more mana in the mid to late game than you really know what to do with. Outside of that, it's just a pretty decent 2/1 for 1. Next up we have Invasion of Gobakhan, one of my favorite of the invasions, because this card is so good for any like white weenie strategy. For 1 colorless and 1 white, you get a 3 counter invasion. And it says when this siege enters, look at target opponent's hand, you may exile a non-land card from it. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. A spell cast this way costs 2 colorless more to cast, so it's a little bit of disruption in the early game, which is really good, and this can come down as early as turn 2. But if you beat this invasion, you get the Light Shield Array, which is fantastic for all the creatures that you used to beat this invasion. And it says, enchantment, at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature that attacked this turn. Sacrifice this enchantment, creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So that serves 2 purposes. 1, allowing you to apply additional pressure whenever you attack turn over turn. And 2, you can sacrifice it to make sure your creatures don't die to a Wrath of God style board wipe. Or, if you've got a really important creature that you want to save, and they're trying to remove it, just pop the enchantment. Easy peasy. So, really, really good invasion. Probably one of my favorites out of the entire suite of invasions that they gave us in March of the Machines. Next up we have Resolute Reinforcements. It's 1 colorless and 1 white for a 1/1 with flash, and when this creature enters, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. So this is great for when you need to hold up mana to maybe counterspell something your opponent's going to do, but they kind of read that and they decided they don't want to try and apply pressure this turn. So when they pass the turn, inevitably, well, you didn't have to counterspell this turn, so might as well use that extra mana to cast 2 1/1s. Why not? And then start swinging next turn. And when those guys go to swing next turn, you, on your turn, cast Valiant Veteran. It's a 1 and a white for a 2/2 core soldier that reads other soldiers you control get +1/+1. And you can pay 3 and 2 white mana to exile this from your graveyard to put a +1/+1 counter on each soldier you control. So this guy's really good because he applies pressure when he's alive, and he applies pressure when he's dead. He's a really, really cool card and a great enabler for a deck like this. Speaking of counterspells, we have 3 Protect the Negotiators. 1 colorless and 1 blue with a kicker of 1 white. If this spell was kicked, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 for each creature you control. Fantastic counterspell for a soldier's deck, especially because you get to kick it and make an additional creature, making it even harder for your opponent to pay the cost, otherwise this spell gets countered. Then we have Zephyr Sentinel. Really good support piece here. 2/1 for a colorless and a blue, flash flying human soldier. When this creature enters, return up to 1 other target creature you control to its owner's hand. If it was a soldier, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So it comes down, becomes a 3/2 because all of your creatures are soldiers, and it allows you to preserve a creature that would have otherwise gotten removed by spot removal. It's a pretty decent card. Also, what you can do with this is, say, for example, your opponent comes at you with a really big creature that doesn't have trample. You can throw a little 1/1 or something else in front of it, and then before combat damage is assigned, you can bounce the blocker back to your hand with Zephyr Sentinel, completely nullifying the attack. Next up, we have Harbin, Vanguard Aviator. This is one of the role players for this deck. 1 white and 1 blue for a 3/2 flying human soldier that reads, whenever you attack with 5 or more soldiers, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain flying until end of turn. So if you are landlocked with your opponent has a lot of blockers on the ground, you got a lot of attackers on the ground, you can drop a Harbin, and if you've got enough attackers, you can go airborne and just sail right over to victory. Really cool card. Then we have 3 copies of Siege Veteran. This is another role player, or not role player, but more of like a support piece for this deck. It's a 2/2 for 2 colorless and a white, and it says at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Whenever another non-token soldier you control dies, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. So really solid card, especially for this deck, because you're going to be using it mid-game to put additional power on your creatures, and it works great for when you're up against a deck that plays a lot of like spot removal. So whenever other non-token soldiers die, you get to replace them with robotic soldiers. It's pretty dope. Next up, we have the Skystrike Officer, 2 colorless and a blue for a 2/3 with flying. Whenever this creature attacks, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. And it has another ability of tap 3 untapped soldiers you control, draw a card. Another really great way to make use of excess soldier tokens. And you can do that at any time. You don't have to do it at sorcery speed. So if you happen to have 3 untapped blockers at the end of your opponent's turn, just tap them, draw a card. Draw yourself out of that stalemate. Pretty cool. Then we have the big girl herself, Myrel, Shield of Argive. 3 colorless and a white for a 3/4 legendary creature human soldier. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. So that's really good for making sure that you can attack safely. Whenever Myrel attacks, create X 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers you control. That's pretty cool. If you have like 4 other soldiers, then boom, you've got 5 extra soldier tokens on the table. It's fantastic and a really great way to overwhelm your opponent in the late game. Now, as far as the lands, also bear in mind we are playing in a very limited pool of lands. So the lands we play are limited. So we're running with 5 plains, 3 islands, 4 Adarkar Wastes, 4 Fortified Beachhead, 4 Seachrome Coast, and 4 Mishra's Foundry. So with this, we have access to 4 manlands, some fast mana, some pain lands, and this Fortified Beachhead that reads, as this land enters, you may reveal a soldier card from your hand. This land enters tapped unless you revealed a soldier card this way, or you control a soldier. And you can tap it for either white or blue, and it has an ability of pay 5 colorless mana and tap soldiers you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. So it's another way to break those stalemates. It's a pretty cool card. And if you've got soldiers in your hand, well, this land will always come into play untapped. Really good for those turn 1 plays when you have Recruitment Officer or Yotian Frontliner in your hand. You just reveal one of those, play the beachhead, and then immediately play it. It's like you're not even giving up any information anyways. So, that's the deck. Let's take it out, play a few games with it, and I will see you at the back end of this video with my post-game wrap-up. Okay, so our opponent goes first. We have 3 creatures to play, 4 lands. Seems decent. Well, a few more lands than I would have liked in my opening hand, but I think we can make this work. Opponent is choosing either to keep 7 cards or to mulligan. Oh, hopefully he gets a good hand and we can have ourselves a good game. Okay, so they kept a hand of 7 cards. We will do the same. Hit him with a hello. Okay, they open with a swamp. I will open with this Plains and a Yotian... actually, no. We'll do the Recruitment Officer first. Deep Cavern Bat, alright. I'm gonna take a Zephyr Sentinel, probably. Alright. Okay, second turn, we're going to go with the Adarkar Wastes, and we're going to swing for 2. Are they thinking about blocking? I don't think so. Alright, end turn. Okay, play themselves a Preacher. That's a good card. Alright, do they choose to attack? Surprisingly, they do. So we're going to play the Zephyr Sentinel. Bounce the Recruitment Officer. That gives a +1 counter for the Zephyr Sentinel. And we block. Getting our Zephyr Sentinel back. Probably forgot that that had flying. I would not be surprised. Let's see. Let's go ahead and play that same Recruitment Officer again. And then we will attack for 3. End turn. One of the good things about the white-blue version of Soldiers is the access to flying is really good. Alright, what are you thinking about? Got a removal spell? Alright, well, let's go ahead and bounce it. You got another removal spell? Alright, bounce it. I'm assuming not. That's a pretty quick concede. Okay, so we get to go first. That's a fair rarity with this deck. I think we've gone second almost every single game so far tonight. But we've got 3 lands, a Recruitment Officer, Invasion of Gobakhan, Resolute Reinforcements, and Valiant Veteran. This is a pretty solid open. I'm going to keep it. Alright, first turn is going to be a Plains and a Recruitment Officer. Opponent plays a Darkslick Shores. Alright, we'll get a Mishra's Foundry out there. And we're going to attack for 2. See what they do. They didn't do anything. Alright, so we're going to go. Let's see what they do. I'm going to play Opt, huh? Okay. So, my plan here is to keep mana available to get Resolute Reinforcements on the table, and then play Invasion of Gobakhan on the follow-up turn, and break the invasion immediately. Let's see what they do. Ooh, a Desert. 1 damage to me. Pass. Okay, they did not do anything, so I'm going to play the Resolute Reinforcements. Alright, token comes in. Alright, Seachrome Coast. I'm going to play Invasion of Gobakhan. There's the cut down. That works for me. Alright, show me what you got. What other removal do you have? Liliana, Go for the Throat, Sheldra's Edict, or Invasion of Amonkhet. Let's get the Liliana out of there. Actually, hang on. Both of their lands come into play tapped. Let's get that Go for the Throat out. Yep, 1 damage to me. Okay, let's go with the Adarkar Wastes. Let's go with the Invasion of Gobakhan again. They play Sheldra's Edict. Non-token creature? Sure. Okay, that's gone. Now, we're going to make... Oh, what is that? 5/3... Okay, that's fine. We're going to get rid of your Liliana. Because that Odin's not coming down for a while. In the meantime, I can play Valiant Veteran. There we go. Light Shield Array. That puts us in a much better position. Also into a position where we can get 2 Invasion of Gobakhans flipped at the same time. I don't think I've ever done that. Okay, they play an invasion of their own. That's another one of my favorite invasions too. I love that card. Alright, my turn. Ooh, Siege Veteran, hell yeah. Alright, next. Get a +1 counter on the Valiant Veteran. This will go here, this will go here. And go for it. Alright, 2 Light Shield Arrays. That's going to be 2 +1 counters. Boom, boom. Look at that. Now we've got a force to be reckoned with over here. Okay, my turn. I don't think they can do anything about it. Now we turn the fight onto our opponent. You're really gonna do that? I don't need two of them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we got 3 lands. A Recruitment Officer, a Yotian Frontliner, Myrel, and Zephyr Sentinel. Looks good to me. Opponent kept a hand of 7, I will do the same. Okay, opponent opens with a Razorverge Thicket. I will open with a Seachrome Coast and play a Recruitment Officer. Alright, they open with a Forest and they play Up the Beanstalk. So we're going to be up against a control/value deck here. Let's play the Mishra's Foundry. Then we'll play a Yotian Frontliner. Attack for 2. Alright, another Razorverge Thicket into another Up the Beanstalk. Get all those card draws going. Alright, let's go ahead and play the Fortified Beachhead, naming the Valiant Veteran, and then play the Valiant Veteran, then attack for a bunch. +1 there. Punch, punch. Alright, you're up. Alright, here comes the board wipe. No, they're just playing an Overlord, then drawing 2 cards. And there's the Leyline Binding. Alright, I'm gonna grab that Veteran. Anything else? You shouldn't have anything else, you're all tapped out. Let's see here, let's play that. And we will attack for 3. Make it 4. And just keep our mana available for the Zephyr Sentinel and Resolute Reinforcements. Yuna. What does Yuna do? During your turn, Yuna and enchantment creatures you control have Trample, Lifelink, and Ward 2. At the beginning of your end step, return up to 1 target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Wow, that's really good. Yeah, resolve all. Anything in the graveyard? No, just a land. That's only on her turn that Yuna gives all that benefit. Nope, they're analyzing Pollen. Watch out. Pass. Pass. Resolve. Resolve. Okay, end of turn, we're going to cast Resolute Reinforcements. Then we'll also play Zephyr Sentinel, bouncing the Resolute Reinforcements back to hand. Let's see if we can hopefully end this game this turn. We'll find out. So we attack. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It would be enough if it wasn't for that blocker there. So let's go ahead and animate the Mishra's Foundry. We can go next, swing all out, giving the +1 right there, giving her a bevy of different options to block. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 still. Yeah, that's more than enough. Good game. Not too shabby. That was a quick one too. Okay, so we have 2 lands, Invasion, 2 Resolute Reinforcements, Protect the Negotiators, and Zephyr Sentinel. So I think we'll keep. Okay, opponent opens with a Swamp. I will open with the Fortified Beachhead and not review anything, or reveal anything. Okay, let's go ahead and play this island here. And say next end turn. See what they do. Okay, so they're playing Grixis. They're going to scry 1. Okay, send that away. Pass. Alright, end of turn, we're going to play Resolute Reinforcements. Got 2 guys now. Alright, let's go ahead and play the Fortified Beachhead. We're going to reveal the Siege Veteran. And then we're going to play said Siege Veteran, see if they let it resolve. And it did. So let's watch them remove it. There you go. Alright, now we're going to attack for 2. Okay, still not doing anything. So let's play the Adarkar Wastes. I'm going to play the Invasion of Gobakhan, see what they have in their hand. Alright, show me what you got, friend. Fires of Victory, Cut Down, Tolarian Terror, Bitter Triumph, and Bitter Triumph. So, they have a shit ton of removal. Let's get rid of their Fires of Victory. And then we'll go next. And we will attack there. Fires of Victory, huh? Okay, so we will go ahead and Zephyr Sentinel that back to hand. Getting a +1 counter on Zephyr Sentinel. And Invasion takes 1 damage. But now I have Resolute Reinforcements back in my hand, so I can cast it again. They are rocketing a lot of removal over there. And surprisingly, they are choosing not to do anything with it. Send them both that way. Play Cut Down? Okay. So I'm going to play Resolute Reinforcements first. And then play Protect the Negotiators. There we go. Got my Invasion. Thankfully they only had 1 black source, so they couldn't do anything else. Alright, play the Seachrome Coast, and end turn. And the boys get bigger. Tolarian Terror, huh? Okay. Alright, my turn. Okay, let's go and play this other Seachrome Coast. Let's go ahead and... I don't want to fortify right now because I have things I could do. What I will do is I'll just straight up attack. Because the Light Shield Array is going to do great at just growing the rest of the board. I'm going to play the Recruitment Officer. End turn. Alright, entire team gets bigger. Artist Talent, okay. So they're looking to cycle their hand a little bit. Nothing? Okay, and a turn. Let's get Resolute. Now would have been a great time for them to destroy my Zephyr Sentinel. Let's play Yotian Frontliner. Alright, let's go. Everybody in. Okay. So if they kill that, they'll be taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to do this right now. And I don't think I have enough mana to do that. Block 1. Might as well activate it while we're here. Ooh. Yeah, I'll take the Valiant Veteran. Alright, they are at 1. Do they have a board wipe? I don't think they do, because otherwise they would have played it by now. Okay, they're going to discard their hand, draw 2 cards. Artist Talent is going to give them a 3rd card, but they only have 2 mana left to play. Yep, didn't think so. Invasion of Gobakhan goes the distance. Okay, opponent goes first. We got 4 lands and a bunch of things that I can't play on turn 1, so we need to mulligan this. Okay, that's a little bit better. Still too many lands, but at least this time we have some first turn plays. So I think we'll keep this and send one of the Mishra's Foundries back. Okay, opponent's first turn is a swamp into a Hopeless Nightmare. Not good. Well, there goes the other Mishra's Foundry. Alright, Fortified Beachhead, reveal the Recruitment Officer, and play the Recruitment Officer. Okay, second turn is a Duress. You find nothing. All creatures. Creatures and lands. Nothing you can make me discard. Are you just enjoying looking at my hand? Alright, cool. Looks for me. Alright, Fortified Beachhead. And we will reveal Harbin. And play Harbin. Attack for 2. Okay, swamp. Got a removal spell for you, or is he going to spend his turn sacrificing the Hopeless Nightmare? Bitter Triumph. Okay, that works for me. And he discarded a Liliana to make that happen. How do you like that? Okay, let's go ahead and play a Yotian Frontliner, keeping mana available for the Zephyr Sentinel. Go to 16. Okay, plays a swamp. Ooh, Shelly's here. Okay. Alright, end of turn. Bounce the Ocean. Get a +1 counter on the Zephyr Sentinel. Yep. Alright, let's go ahead and play a Skystrike Officer. Next, attack for 3. Put him 13. And go back to 15 because of the card draw. Play a Swamp. They have 1 card left. Sacrificing Hopeless Nightmare to scry 2. Thankfully, they don't get to draw a card this turn. Kept 1 on top. And a Vampire Gourmand. Whenever this creature attacks you, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw a card, and this creature can't be blocked this turn. Oh, okay. Yeah, draw a card. Ooh, Seachrome Coast. Resolve. Alright, let's go ahead and play the Seachrome Coast. Let's play the Yotian Frontliner. Play the Recruitment Officer. And say next, attack with the Flyers. Make a dude. Pop, pop. Go to 10. End turn. Alright, so they just drew that magical card they were hoping for. And it's a Tiny Bones. Okay. Good thing Tiny Bones isn't attacking this turn. Would you like to attack? I don't think so. Alright, end of turn, we're going to draw a card. Tap, tap, tap. Yeah, that's fine. I don't give a shit. Draw. Ooh, Protect the Negotiators is good. I like that. Okay. Next. Attack, attack. Make it on the dude. Pop, pop. Go to 7. End turn. And now we just hold on to this Protect the Negotiators and counter whatever they play. What could they possibly have? Bit of Triumph. Kick it. I've got too many soldiers right now. Oh, you're coming in, huh? Okay. So you're gonna sacrifice a creature? Make it unblockable? Yeah, I didn't think so. He's gonna gain 2 life from drawing a card, though. Alright, let's go to blocks. So this is going to block... Oh, he can't block there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3... Right there. Let me take the 2. Alright, Sheldred is off the table, which means we can safely overdraw. Case of the Stashed Skeleton. Okay, you got it, champ. You got a skeleton. Alright, end of turn. Tap, tap, tap. And tap your way on out of this game. Okay, and we are back with the post-game wrap-up, and my thoughts on this deck is Soldiers still slap. we are running very minimal interaction in this deck. I believe the only interaction we're really running is Invasion of Gobakhan to attack the opponent's hand, and Protect the Negotiators to, well, protect our soldiers from dying. Aside from that, we really aren't playing a whole lot of interaction. It's just putting dudes on the table, turn them sideways, and hoping for the best. And as you saw in the games today, the best happened. So, as far as like the MVPs and the cards to maybe move around, I would say MVPs are definitely cards like Myrel, Shield of Argive, Skystrike Officer, and I would probably say Zephyr Sentinel too. Like the Skystrike Officer is really good for pulling you out of a hand size deficit. The Myrel is something that just is really good at overwhelming the opponent with value. Especially if you happen to have the Skystrike Officer and Myrel on the table at the same time, generate a ton of extra tokens, and then tap those tokens to draw extra cards. It's a really good synergy right there. But I would say the absolute MVP of this deck is Invasion of Gobakhan. It really is that good. Being able to disrupt your opponent's early plays and break the siege to get an enchantment that gives your creatures +1/+1 counters at the end of every turn, and you can sacrifice it to make sure your creatures don't die. This is a top tier invasion, and I will be really sad to see this go when rotation hits, because this is such a cool card. I love it so much. As far as other cards that didn't really do as well as I thought they would, honestly, none of them. I would probably say the weakest cards in the deck are probably Yotian Frontliner and Recruitment Officer, but those are kind of the best one-drop soldiers within this a very confined space of sets. So unfortunately, we can't really move these out because they do serve a purpose, and you do really want to have one-drops on the table early. So they're probably not going anywhere. Honestly, the rest of the deck it feels really tight. I really love Zephyr Sentinel's ability to bounce creatures that get targeted by enemy removal, and then suddenly you have a 3/2 flying beater on the table. It's really good. Harbin being a 3/2 flying beater for only 2 mana is really good too. It's like almost everything in the deck, just like it serves a very succinct purpose. And I really have a hard time finding out what I would probably move up or down. Like, if you are playing in a meta that runs a lot more interaction, I would probably move a couple of the numbers down a little bit to make room for something like Ossification or maybe a bounce spell. But as it is, going up against just random general opponents, this is a super solid deck. I mean, it just works. I mean, the Mishra's Foundry adds a little extra punch. The Fortified Beachhead gives your soldiers extra power when you need it. Myrel generates an army for you when you need it. Skystrike Officer, draw more cards. Siege Veteran, replace your dead soldiers with robotic soldiers and pump the living ones. Valiant Veteran, making your creatures better, whether he's on the table or in the graveyard. It's like, it's solid. I honestly think this might be a another daily driver deck for me until rotation hits, because this deck kind of rocks. I like it a lot. So yeah, there it is. That is my glowing review of Soldiers, and try it yourself. Iterate on it further yourself. See if you can make a better version of it than I can, and let me know about it in the comments down below. So until next time, y'all take care of yourselves.